ladies and gentlemen. Leonetti!
Hi everybody, welcome to the Mike Leonetti Show. What do I hear? Jingle bells. Well, guess what? Christmas is right around the corner. This is my favorite time of year. Thanksgiving, Christmas. I'm so excited. This time, the show is on tonight. Unfortunately, we're sold out, but next week, you're going to get clips of what we were doing, and I'm so grateful, so thankful that we sold out the show. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been marvelous. Holidays are here. Sit back, relax. We're coming right back. Don't you dare move or touch that dial.
I just want to get serious with you 1 minute. We are sick and tired of paying all these outrageous cable bills. It is just insane. I want to introduce you to something that's going to change the game. It's called the VC Box. With this box, you get over 2,000 live channels. You get every sporting event. You get every single TV series and also every movie. It's all unlimited with no additional fees. You buy the box once and never get a bill again. It's a win-win situation. Add up all the money you're spending every month for this stuff. It's absolutely crazy. So order now, grab a box, you won't be sorry.
Hi everybody, and welcome to the Mike Leonetti Variety Show. Boy, that opening was great. The holidays are here, as you can see by the Christmas trees and the different things we have in the background. It gives me a lot of spirit. I'm very excited. So let me start off by saying let's share, like, subscribe, and hit the button. Share, like, subscribe, and get hit. And what's nice is it's picking up, and it's really great. And I'm very happy for that. Once again, my sponsor, Mr. Bob Kellogg. Well, tonight's the night, all right, that the show is going to be taking place. Because we shoot on Thursday, and then we air this on Saturday. But I'll be on the stage performing, and Bob's going to be one of the MCs that's going to bring me up to do my show. So don't forget Bob Kellogg. You're the best, Bob, and I can't wait to see you. Let's not forget the cable guy and A Healthier, Better You. That's my brother. Let me tell you about that box. It's very important. I think everybody in the world should get it. It's fantastic. You get all the channels, and it's a 30-day guarantee. If you're unhappy, just give him a call. He'll be more than happy to give you your money back, and that's what's nice. Let's not forget our other sponsor would be the Tuscany Grill in Henderson, and that's Mike, and that's Jerry, and that's Lou the Shoe, and I gotta tell you, their food at the Tuscany is magnificent. Also, I'm very proud to have an advertiser also with us is the Vegas Voice. We reach 50,000 people every single month, and that's magnificent because the studio is here at the Vegas Voice, which I'm very happy about. And let's not forget my book, ladies and gentlemen, Deceit, Corruption, and Cover-Up. I sold thousands and thousands of books, and that's fantastic. And I owe it all, really, the second half of these book sales is to Candy Crusoe, who will be at my show, who's the best publicist I have ever met in my entire life, because it takes a lot of work to get that stuff out, because there's millions and millions of books that are out there. And let's not forget, ladies and gentlemen, if you decide that you want to do a video, you want to do a podcast or a little television show, we have the studio here. You'll see the number up. Just give us a call, and we'll make your dreams come true. Don't use your phone. Don't do your basement. Come and see us at the studio. Do it right. because your first impression's your last. Well, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce a gentleman that I had on the show once before. In fact, he's coming to my show with his lovely wife. A very spiritual man. And what I love about this show is giving a message. You know, it's not only entertainment and political people that I have on the show, but it's a message for people that watch the show for spirituality. So without further ado, please allow me to say hello to Mike Spencer. Mike.
How are you doing,
How are you
Mike?
doing,
Good,
buddy?
good,
You're
man.
looking handsome as always, pal.
Well, thank you.
Thanks for coming on the show again. You know, last time that you were here, I got a lot of emails from people because your spiritual message is very, very important. And this particular show, because next week will be the clips of my performance. But this week I said, Mike, I want you to come on and I want you to share some of your spirituality to people. Because I got to tell you, Mike, it's a bad world that's out there. I've never seen so much hate, people that are just, their heart is rotten, there's no forgiveness, they're so blinded, you know, by just horrible things. Maybe you could say, maybe you can talk to the people and maybe you can change a few hearts out there.
Well, I will tell you that what you're seeing is exactly what the Bible talked about would be happening in the end times. So I believe we're approaching it. We're close. We're not there yet, but I believe we're approaching it. He says that the Bible says in 2 Timothy that there will be a hating of people. They're going to hate each other for seeming to get along. Maybe family members hate each other now. And I know we can throw that to the political side, but I'm just saying it spiritually is what's starting to happen, where we see people that used to talk and just chat and had different opinions and get along with each other, and all of a sudden, instead of not getting along, they hate each other. So I'm saying that because that is a sign that Jesus is coming back. So just letting you know, that is where my heart's at. I know he's coming back, and coming back, I lived a life that was pretty wild. I had a lot of money coming in, I made a lot of money, and I decided that I could do things my way a little better and started taking some of my money and bought the house and the car, and I decided to...
Let's not forget the boat.
The boat, yes, I had that also. I just got another one now, but I had one back in Michigan. But what I found is that I wanted to start doing things my way, and even from my wife-wise, things like that, I didn't handle things right there. And so I became divorced for a period of almost 20 years, and then God blessed me with a new wife. Because I said in 2019, I said, Lord, I can't do this. I give up. I'm trying to do it on my own. I can't do it. I give up. I want to surrender my life to you again, but this time in a deeper way. And I will tell you, the Lord changed my life. For 5 straight years. I kept one of those lives that, you know, celibacy, all the different things that you're supposed to do, but I wasn't doing before that. And then I said, you know what, I'm not going to live my life like this. I didn't like who I become. And so I gave my life to the Lord in a deep way, started searching the scriptures, started searching out, and went back to school, actually got my degree in ministry leadership. I've found that it's been a whole different walk now that I really committed myself for the first time, Mike.
Well, you know, there's non-believers. You have to understand that there's absolutely non-believers that are out there, and which is very, very sad. You know, and you see that, especially me at the age of 73. You got most of these guys today, these kids from the ages of 25 years old and above. You see what happened with Mandani, okay, what they did in New York City.
Yeah.
You know, you talk about...
Never thought that ever would have happened.
You know, New York. You know, I'm from Philly. I'm not from New York City. You know, and what's happening. So it's just a struggle. And when we come back, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to come back with that struggle, talk a little bit more about it, and I'm going to come back with the wonderful Mr. Mike Spencer and give him great words. So don't move. We'll be right back. Hello, everybody. This is Mike Leonetti. I got up this morning. I said, do you know something? I'm going to move to go to the Tuscany Grill in Henderson because they got the best food you've ever tasted in your life. So sit back, relax. While you're relaxing, I'm going to be eating a dish of spaghetti and meatballs. Don't you move. We're coming right back with the show. we're back, everybody. How do you like the Christmas decorations, Mike?
Absolutely beautiful, beautiful.
Well, that's a green screen. But
I know,
when you
I
watch
know.
the show, you'll see that will be on there. You know, I got to tell you, I was raised in Philadelphia, South Philadelphia. My mother and father from Italy. You know what I mean? Came from a tough neighborhood. You know what I mean? Came from a tough neighborhood. Came to Vegas in '72. Different type of people those days, entertainment-wise. Nobody locked their doors. The mob was here. You know what I'm trying to say to you? I want to be very honest with you. You know, what people get away with today, they'd have buried them guys. That's where 86, you know where 86 came from? The word 86? You know what it's about?
I know it's killing somebody, but...
No, it's 8 miles out, 6 feet deep. That's where 86 came from.
Yeah, I did. Actually, I did hear that. I did learn that.
That's where it came from. You know, and there was a time in Las Vegas when all the acts in Las Vegas were the best. They were fabulous. I was very blessed to follow great celebrities. I was never a mainline act. I was a glorified lounge act, like the Triniers, which you don't remember. You're too young to remember them, and Carmen McRae, and just so many great performers. That's why I want to reopen my restaurant again. I'm very, very pleased. I'm very, very happy to do that. I got a couple of great investors coming in with some big money. And I want to open my mother's house. It's going to be called My Mother's House 2. Because what you're coming to, you know, it was $125 a ticket. I was sold out 3 weeks ago. And these were all the customers that came to my restaurant. And people say, when are you going to open again? What are you going to? Because there's nothing in town. Back to you, all right? Back to the spiritual word. What can people do to make a change? Because a lot of people are hurting out there. A lot of people blame God for everything that goes wrong in their life. A lot of people don't believe in Him. They believe in satanic powers, the music that they play, how they conduct themselves. They're sheep. You know, they're wolves in sheep clothing. And there's a couple people that I know are just like that I'm going to expose. But tell me, Mike, what could be different? How could people change?
Well, I'll give you what I did, and that would have to be something that you have to make that decision. But I believe it's very biblical. Number one, I recommitted my life to the Lord. I did it in a way so I'm not going to be who I was coming out to be, Lord. I apologize. I repented is what we call it. And that's how you're going to repent. You need to repent to the Lord and say, Lord, I need you in my life. Second thing I started doing is I became obedient to whatever that the Lord told me to do. I did it. Sometimes I didn't know for sure if I was hearing from the Lord. It was a thought in my head, but I did it. And as I started building that, first thing I started to do was worship. And I never really did that in a big way before, but to worship the Lord, building a foundation now. Cornerstone, Jesus Christ. The fear of the Lord, understanding who He is and really appreciating His character and what He is. Then the first wall of that foundation is I started to worship. Then I started to read the Word daily, every day. So I'm reading the Bible every day. So I'm worshiping, reading the Bible. Then I would pray, build my next foundation, and I started praying every day. Then the last thing I did, I started to volunteer, and this is to be a doer of the Word. So it doesn't have to be volunteer. It could be at your work, your job, but to start what you just learned about, prayed about, what the Lord told you to do, then you go out and do it, become a doer. And so that's starting to build on a firm foundation. And if you build a firm foundation, when the hard times come, like are getting ready, we think they're hard now, they're getting ready to come a lot worse.
Oh yeah.
And when they come, many houses will fall. But if you're built on solid rock, on a solid foundation, you'll make it through that storm.
Well, I think what I went through in my lifetime, you know what I mean, to lose everything I had, God had a purpose for me to do what I had to do. See, that's why they're setting up a book tour for me. And not only the colleges, to try to tell the new lawyers and the new people that are judges to follow the law. Follow the law. Don't sell people out. You know what I'm trying to say? Because that's what's happening. That's out there. You know, then you carry something that's on your back. You got a crooked lawyer. You got a crooked judge. You know, and it's sad what's going on with, and it's done every day. And I always say, I make a joke out of it. Most of these attorneys, they graduated from the school of Monty Hall. You remember Monty Hall?
Oh yeah.
Let's make a deal.
Yep.
And that's what they do. They do it day in and day out, and they don't care because you walk in. and you walk right out. And they know what's going to be done before those poor guys ever go in there. And hopefully I can make that change, in the system, okay, to get some honest people, you know what I mean, to say, listen, you're innocent, go to trial, don't take no deal. You know what I mean? Don't sell somebody out. We're going to come right back, ladies and gentlemen, our last segment with, I like to call him Pastor Mike. I know he doesn't drink. It's too bad because we got wines from Switzerland, Germany, France. We got it from all over the world. We're going to come right back with a closing message. And don't move, everybody. I know my wife watches my show all the time because she's over there making raviolis. I'm stuffed up to here with raviolis. We'll be right back, everybody. Don't move. Back. I want to thank my brother Anthony, who is the best of the best co-producer of this television show, because a lot of people don't know what it is to do a podcast or a show, because there's so much involved in it and hours of editing. He's going on a vacation again on another cruise. I have to double check, and I said to him, I gave you enough money, don't ask me for no more. Can't afford it. I said, but you deserve it. Mike, in the break, you mentioned something. What would you like to say?
Well, your life reminds me of one of, I can't say the character, but one of the key people in the Bible. His name was Joseph. And Joseph he was running a nice life, a young man. He kind of
12 brothers, I did the play. I did the play.
He felt good about himself, right? Talked about his coat of many colors. He felt really good about himself.
What was he accused of, Mike?
He actually, well, the main point, to make the story fast on it, that his brothers didn't like him.
Right.
And so I'm going to call his brothers his friends. So and so they plotted against him. What the enemy meant for harm, that's what made me think of you. They plotted against him. They threw him into a pit to die. And he was supposed to die in there. Then they started thinking, you know what? We can make a little money off of this. So let's take him and let's sell him into slavery. And so they sold him to the slave traders that were going by, and they got a little money. I don't know how much they got, but it seems like they got somewhere around 30 pieces of silver, but I might be wrong on that, confused that somewhere else. Right. And then, so what, again, they meant for harm, the enemy meant for harm. He went into Egypt. He went into prison because he wouldn't sleep with the Pharaoh's wife.
What was he accused of, Mike?
He was
accused of raping Potiphar's wife.
Potiphar's wife. That's what he was accused of.
I did the play when I was in
Isn't that something? Wow. Well, it made me think of it. But then what happened was he rose, spent a lot of time in prison.
He did 12 years.
Yeah. And when he got out,
he became the governor of Egypt.
The second highest in command.
God
used him, had a purpose for his life, and that would be the key to that story is, I don't know all the other stuff other than what the enemy meant for harm, God is turning for good. And somehow in your life, I see that you have a chance to touch a lot of lives. He saved Israel. Israel's there. He brought them in. He saw the famine coming, and God told him it was going to happen. So he gave the food to not just Israel, but to a lot of people. Then his father came, his brothers came, the ones who tried to kill him, they came. And then instead of being all upset, he showed them favor. And they became, he was so happy to see him. And so it was just a great, great story. As you know the story, if you did the story.
I did the play.
But that reminds me of you, because what the enemy meant for harm, God turned for good.
Yes, and he blessed me in a lot of ways. You know, like I said, with Kellogg's and so many wonderful people, because everybody's going to have their opinion of you. You know, they're going to have your opinion. You ain't going to change the world. You ain't going to change people's minds. And if somebody said something to me years ago, he said, Mike, if your heart's not right, you can never receive anything. And I said, what do you mean by that? Your heart has to be right to receive forgiveness, love, and understanding. And a lot of people's hearts, Mike, are just not right in the world today. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. What do I hear? I think that's little Joey playing the piano. I can't stand, but he's behind the curtain. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I say this every week. If I had Aladdin's lamp and I had one wish to make, I would not wish for caviar or any special dish. I would not wish for dollars, yet in dollars I few. I wish to come to the studio each week, whatever time God gives me left on this wonderful earth, to bring wonderful people like Mike. Because this man, every Friday at his home, he opens his door for a Bible study, and his wife cooks a beautiful meal, and there's many, many people go there every single Friday, you know what I mean, at his home. And that's, Mike, that's such a wonderful thing. And I say that all the time. And if you're down and out, ladies and gentlemen, and you feel like God turned against you, don't. He didn't. He really didn't. Sometimes he puts you through the fire, you know, to make things change in your life. I mean, I walked I walked the valley of death, and I came out victorious. So it's nice to be important, but it's important to be nice. And don't you ever, ever forget that. Laura, I love you with all my heart, sweetheart. Coming home real soon. Can't wait. Tonight's the big night. Mikey, thanks for coming, buddy.
All right, Mike.
You're the
Thank
best.
you.